Hello and welcome to the Becoming Show. Wow, it's been 3 weeks, and today is the fourth week of this show. I've done 15 of the English episodes and 15th of the Vietnamese episode. Actually, today is the 15th talk. It's been a month. Unbelievable. So it goes by so fast. And I'm super grateful that I have this courage to start this show. And I've learned so much, not just through my own reviews of the notes that I have made for myself from all of my previous courses that I've taught, but also from all the speakers that have been on my show. So super grateful for that. And I'm very grateful for those of you who have watched and have given me feedback and support. Very grateful for that. Okay, so today we're going to dive into the last 3 steps of the money mastery formula. If you remembered the first episode on the money system and the second episode, we talked about the money mindset upgrade, the money management, tax minimization, asset protection. That were the 4 steps previously that we talked about. And today we're going to dive into the last 3 steps, which is multiple streams of income, the 9-point leverage system, and the 24/7 automated money machine. You know, when I talk about these things, it sounds really simple, and it is. But the process to set it up that's where the effort is. But once that's built, once that's set up, the maintenance and the ongoing benefit that you get from it is just so good. And it just keeps working for you over and over again. And so that's why I believe that this third part, this is part 3, I believe this is the most important part of this course. Okay, so first of all, let's talk about the just the fact that if we only have one stream of income from your job or from your business, what that means is basically you have one client, and that client is your boss. If you have a job, right? And if you have a business, then basically you have your clients, but that business is how you make money. So if anything happens to the competition levels within that business, do you remember when Kodak went bankrupt? Oh my gosh. We have a saying when we take pictures and that picture is so valuable and so memorable, we call it the Kodak moment, right? Except nowadays, if you ask our young children, they wouldn't know what Kodak means. They would never heard of Kodak or know the word Kodak moment. That's only for us 40 and up to understand what it means. Same thing with what's that company that rents out DVDs? Blockbusters. No. Yes, Blockbusters. Blockbusters videos, right? I remember I was renting videos from those a long time ago, movies. And of course, when Netflix comes out, that went bankrupt as well. So the newer generation right now, they've never heard of that. The same thing is going to happen a lot more frequently now due to AI. So that's why if your business is not protected or is not AI adopted, if it's not leveraging AI in your business, you have a high chance of becoming extinct, just like Kodak. Or I think the word is block. You know what? I can't remember the name. Blockbuster videos. What is it? I can't remember. But anyways, you will become extinct just like them, and we don't want that to happen to you. Okay, so that's why we start building. We start planning for our multiple streams of income, and it might take a year, 2 years, 5 years to get all of that running and working for you. But at least it's something that you would never have to worry about when either you lose your job or decide to quit it because your other sources of income are making better income than your job. Or if you just choose to retire from your job and just retire on the multiple streams of income that you have. And hopefully, those types of income are actually passive income or at least leveraged income. So, speaking of that, let's define the three types of income. The first type is active income. This means that you only make money when you work and you stop making money when you stop working. So, for example, if you're in a job, definitely this is very easy to see. You work from 9 to 5 or whatever shift you work, you're paid per hour, or you're paid per monthly salary based on the number of hours that you work at your company. So that is considered active business. Now, if you have a business, sorry, a job or a salary is considered active income. Okay. Now, if you have a business, then it is active income if you are the sole entrepreneur, if you are the technician, the worker in the business. So, for example, if you are a freelancer and you are working for someone else as a freelancer, of course, you only get paid by all the contracts that you get. Same thing if you are some kind of a local business where a plumber, an electrician, or even accountants, dentists, anything that you own a business, but you are actively working in order to make money. And the minute that you stop working, you don't get paid. That is considered active income. Okay. Now, the good news about having a business is if you are hiring other people in your business, then now it becomes leveraged income, which is the second category. Leveraged income is when you are leveraging other people's time in the business, in your business. Then it becomes leverage where you are not capped at 8 hours a week or maximum. If you don't do anything else, if you have no family to play with, to take care of, if you have no friends to hang out with, and if you don't even care about your health and you only sleep 8 hours a day, then you have 16 hours left to work and for eating and maintenance. So even then, let's say if you work 15 hours a day, that's still the cap, right? However, if you hire people in your business, now you're leveraging other people's time. You're leveraging other people's experience. So therefore, now that becomes leveraged income. So why and how, what kind of multiple streams of income should you consider? The answer lies in your current type of work. That's one. The second is in your passion. Only these two lines. So it either the multiple streams of income is directly related to your current job or the work experience that you have, or your passion. So the first topic is based on your current based on your current job or experience. So let's say if you are an electrician, or you know what, let's make it simple. You're a plumber. Okay, so that means you only know plumbing, you don't know anything else. But here's the thing, if you were interested in setting up a business online, either to sell plumbing parts or to sell plumbing how to avoid this kind of problems or that kind of problems, it's a mini course online so that people can actually buy that to solve a small problem that they have. And if they cannot solve that problem, they will just have to hire you for the fixing their problem. So the first multiple streams of income is directly related to your work experience. if you happen to be a health practitioner, like a dentist, a doctor, a pharmacist, a nurse, imagine if you can create some kind of coaching program or online courses where you share your knowledge or what you know about your industry, about your job, your profession, and save people time or money. That course, that mini course, is very valuable. Or if you actually have a product that helps people either sleep better, uh, or move better, relieve their pain, right? So these are health practitioners. If you actually have products that can do that for people, now you can actually use that or sell that. And here's the thing, you don't even have to create your own products. You can be promoting other people's products as an affiliate and get paid for the commissions. So there's so many ways that you should consider how to set up your second stream of income, your third stream of income, your fourth, your fifth, all related to your job. Now, the second part is even better because now it has to do with your passion. Because when it comes to passion, there's no limit. I can be an accountant, which I used to be, and I love music. So teaching music or selling products or having another stream of income based on music has nothing to do with my accounting work. But it's totally doable. It's totally possible. And here's how. If I could arrange for a teacher to come in to teach a class for me, and in that class, I charge all the students a certain amount for the class, and I keep the money. And then now I hire a teacher to come in and teach for us. Now I make profit on the extras, on the profit. And I did that purely only because I love guitar, and I hired teachers who can come in and teach for my group of friends who wants to learn guitar together. So that's one thing. Other things is I can actually sell products that is related to my passion. So for example, the guitar that I bought, ranging from $100 to 8,000 USD. All of these have vendors that are already selling them, the companies that are already selling them, and I can actually make money if I wanted to have some kind of commissions built in by just referring people to buy these guitars or instruments with these companies. That's called affiliate marketing or commission-based marketing. JV partners. And another thing that I could do is if I have a passion that I'm good enough at, I could actually create an online course teaching or sharing the tips or something about that topic of my passion and sell it anywhere between $10 to a couple of $100. Or I could write a book and sell it on Amazon, self-publish it. I don't need to go to a publisher to publish for me. I can self-publish my book on Amazon and collect all the money and keep all the commissions minus Amazon's part, which is very cheap, very little compared to all the other publishers. If Amazon so typically when you have a publisher that publish your book, number one, they retain the copyright of your book. So you have no say in how, so you have no more control of your book content, and you have no say in how to market it because they will be doing all of that for you. Second thing is they keep at least 90% of the sales of the book because, and maybe only between 5 to 10% actually goes to the author of the book. So this is the traditional publishing industry. But now if you want to use Amazon as a self-publishing platform, then typically Amazon keeps 30%, depending on the price of your book. So that changes slightly. But typically Amazon would charge you 30% and you would keep 70% of all your sales. So there's many ways that you can actually make multiple streams of income. And how fast is it for you to write a book nowadays with AI like ChatGPT and Claude and Gemini helping you? As long as you have the know-how, the knowledge, and the experience that you want to share, it's very easy now to actually write a book on it and sell it on Amazon. Sell it as another stream of income, or sell it as a lead magnet for your coaching programs or your higher ticket programs that you might have in your business. So this is just a few things that you can consider. Okay, so that's basically the second type of. So there's active income, there's leveraged income, and then now the third one we're going to discuss about is passive income. Passive income is never truly passive. And from the time it takes for you to build a machine that is passive income to the time that it actually starts working and generating income for you, we're talking years, not, well, maybe months now with AI. It's totally possible with AI to reduce the time down to months instead of years. But still, it takes work to build up this passive income machine. And the good news is once you built it, it'll keep working for you forever. One book can keep selling over and over. One book that you write might cost you a month, maybe a year if you're really a perfectionist. But after that source of income becomes passive income because you no longer have to work for it. Now, another type of passive income is if you were to have enough money to invest, and I mean money as in cash or some types of stocks and bonds, where you can invest into portfolios where it gives you dividends. Then the dividends becomes your passive income. But that requires you to have a large sum of money up front, or at least you have built it up month over month or years. So the passive income that's coming from your golden goose, that requires upfront capital, which is great, but not everyone have that kind of capital or the golden goose to create passive income. So if you happen to be in that category, then just know that you have many options, because it could either be investing into something that gives you dividends, or it could be investing into something that gives you steady cash flow every month, such as REITs, real estate, REIT, what is it short for? Real estate investment. T is REIT. Oh, I forgot what the T stands for. But it's the type of cash flow that comes from investing into a portfolio of real estate. And all the money that's from the rental, the company will collect and then pay to you as a passive income. So all you need is to put money into a REIT, and every month you're going to be receiving money from the company as a payment, as a payout. Because if you put it in your savings account, you're going to get 0.05% savings interest rate, right? So we don't want to do that. So this is another way that you can actually make your money work for you better. So now the other thing about passive income, if you were to invest in real estate as owning the real estate assets, rental properties, whether it's residential or commercial, please understand that investing in real estate rental is not passive. It is a lot of work. And if you've never tried investing in rental properties, then please don't fall prey for all those books that says create passive income with real estate. It's anything but passive. Because yes, once you have a tenant that signs a contract of a lease for 1 year or 2 years or even 5 years, if it's a commercial lease, just know that the maintenance of it is still your responsibility. So if a toilet leaks, if the roof leaks, if the heat stops working for any reason, or for any reason, if your rental property isn't working, you're going to get a call in the middle of the night from your tenant and let you know that you need to come fix this quick. Because if you don't, number one, your property will be damaged. Number two, they may be able to not pay your rent, or at least withhold the rent, or reduce the rent by the inconvenience or whatever cost that they have to pay out of their pocket to fix the problem that they have with your property, right? And if you live in the US, you live in a country where tenants, or even in Canada for that matter, where tenants know their rights, and therefore they usually exercise their right and make the job of a landlord very difficult. Okay, so if you are a landlord, just know that that is not passive income, but it is leveraged income. So pick your poison and do what you feel that's most aligned with who you are. Okay, so now let's move on to the 9-point leverage system. The 9-point leverage system is basically the 9 things that you can leverage. And you might be surprised. It's very simple, but most people never think about it. The first, of course, is money. And then the second is time. That's everybody knows that. Leverage money, let money work for you. And when it comes to leveraging money, if you invest into a rental property, you are already leveraging, because you only have to put down 10 to 20%, and the mortgage is 80%. And now you control 100% of this asset, of this property. So that's leveraged. Okay. So leveraging time, your time. And okay, so what does it mean by leveraging time? So first of all, if I was creating a course or a training and I record that training like I'm doing it right now, this can be turned into an evergreen course that I can sell online for whatever amount that I want. This is leveraging of my time. Another way is if I were to, instead of working one-on-one with people as a coaching client, which I do, instead of doing it one-on-one, now I can do group coaching and do 1-on-10 or 1-on-20 or even 1-on-hundreds, which I am part of this mastermind group that they have like 500 people in this mastermind. And every week we have a class, a group class where they teach the class, and then the students come learn, 500 of us, hundreds of us, and we basically ask questions at the end. So there's the Q&A section. So it's called group coaching or group class. That's called leveraging time, where you're not selling 1-to-1 of your time. Okay, so the third thing that you can leverage is your knowledge and your experience. Now, if you are working in a job, that means you already have that experience, that knowledge, whether as a health practitioner, a nurse, a pharmacist, a dentist, a doctor. That's on the health side. Or of course, there are many other types like the acupuncturist and massage therapist, all of that. Now, there are all other types of jobs, such as music teacher, high school teacher, math teacher, right? All types of professions that you're teaching. All of that requires you to have knowledge and experience of what you work, of where you work, of how you work. And all of that can be packaged and turned into either a book or a mini online course that becomes leveraging your knowledge. Now you can package all of that and sell it or even give it away. If you give it away, that means you're totally being generous and giving it away. But the gift the lead magnet, sometimes that's what we call it, can actually be used as a front end for your back end services, whatever you have, whether it's a coaching program or whether it's a retreat. So, all of this, think of the possibility based on your uh, work experience and your um, job experience, knowledge, and experience. Okay, that's the third. So, knowledge and experience is the third thing that you can leverage. Now, the fourth thing that you can leverage is the relationships that you have. Most people miss this, and it's so important. In fact, it's probably the most important leverage that you can have. That's the reason why that your relationships that you have is your biggest asset, not the money in your bank account, not the house that you have, but it's the relationships that you have. Why do you think millionaires, when they go bankrupt, they can lose it all, but make all their money back much faster? It's only due to two things. Number one, for their experience and skills that they never lost. And number two, because of the relationships that they built. Of course, if they are an asshole, then the relationships they have is not a good relationship, so that doesn't count. But I'm talking about the people who actually invested in nurturing relationships. That is super valuable. And most people never think about that. There's a story that I want to share with you, and this story changed how I think about relationships so much. Okay, so there is a billionaire who wanted to teach his son a lesson because his son is very young and very immature in the sense that he throws money at his friends thinking that money will buy his friendships and they will be there for him when he needs help. Okay, so this billionaire's son spends money frivolously running parties and buying his friends love, such as a car, a trip, things like that. So basically, he's spending money left and right for his friends, thinking that these are his friends and they'll be there for him. So one day, his father, seeing how his son is spending the money and not knowing how to do it properly, building the right relationships, his father is out to teach him a lesson. So he has a bet with his son. Okay, so the father and the son has a bet that within all of their friendships, and by the way, just a backstory, his father has no friends, very little friends. In fact, only a few people ever come to his house for dinners once in a while. So that's why his son keeps wondering why his father doesn't have any friends. And his father has all this money, but he has no enjoyment with his friends. And so now the bet is on. The bet is that, so the father designed this bet this way. He's designing the bet to make it really real that his son just committed murder. Okay, but this murder was not his fault, as in it's not his fault. However, on the legal side, they are chasing him down for the indictment of this murder. So what that means is now, because these guys are rich, so they can totally plan this, the whole press, the whole news, public announcements and fake news that the son is being wanted for murder. Okay, and of course, as long as he's captured, he's going to go through the whole court system, the whole trial to be executed or not. So the whole thing is staged. The murder is staged. The murder mystery, the murder case is staged. And so now only the son and the father has insider information to this staged murder case because it's a bet. All right. So now, because of that, the son is required to go out and ask for help from all of his friends or anybody that he's ever built a relationship with to help him either clear his name or to help him hide for a few days until he figure things out, right? So this case is like full on. He's being wanted by the police, by the legal system, and he's going out there knocking on doors and calling friends and texting his friends for help. The bet is on. So he tried all of his friends, texting them, calling them, knocking doors. But every single one of his friends turned him down because they don't want to get into trouble with the law for helping a criminal being wanted. Nobody helped him, not even to give him shelter or food or something that he can feel supported or helped. And after this, like after knocking on doors, on so many doors and trying to get a hold of so many of his friends, most of them never returned his calls because they don't want to have that difficult conversation. But none of them helped him. And he began to realize that none of them were his friends, were his true friends, were people who actually built a relationship with him. These were just people who were taking advantage of his generosity. Not their fault, because he just gave it away thinking that they actually care about the relationship. They actually care about him. So this lesson taught him greatly. So now, his son came to his dad and said, no friends is helping me. And so his dad gave him one contact. He said, call this person. Actually, you don't even need to call them. Just knock on the door if you feel like you have nowhere else to go. Knock on the door and see if they can help you. So his dad gave the son a contact that he says, this is someone who I consider half a friend. Half a friend as in someone that he has built enough value with this person, and he knows that this person is his friend where he'll come for help. And here's the thing. It's not the dad that is asking for help. It's only the dad that is giving his son that contact. And his son is required to go and ask for help from his father's friend. Okay, so now the son goes there knocking on the door, and an old man comes out. And of course, he introduces himself that I am my father's son. And he told me that you might be able to help me. Can I come in? And of course, when he comes in and he explains to this gentleman and this family, so this house has the dad, the son, and the wife. This is the father's friend family, okay? So this billionaire's son is sitting there talking to the family of his dad's friend. And the son is retelling the story and sharing that he's been framed, that he did not commit this murder, that he didn't do it. He just needs time to fix this problem. And if he cannot fix it, if he cannot find the proof to prove his innocence, then he will definitely have to pay the price, because right now, on all level of evidence, it shows that he is guilty for this murder. And they have staged that so well, and everybody believes it. So this family, this old friend, he actually told the son of this billionaire that, don't worry, you can stay here for as long as you need. And if you cannot find proof to prove your innocence, my son will go to the police and tell them that it's him who did it, not you. So at least you will be free from your crime. So now this old man said that, and he also shared with the son of this billionaire that the reason why his family will do anything for your father, I would do anything for your father to help him or help you because you are his son. It is because our entire lives, we have it because of your father. He helped us when we needed the help, because without him, we wouldn't be here today. Without him, we would never have what we have. He saved our lives, and he also saved all of us. So that's the reason why we owe our lives to him. So if it needs to be, our son will die in your place. That's the decision that the father has said. And of course, the son gladly obliged, because in this case, it was a family discussion. And they all owe this billionaire so much that they're willing to do anything to help, because this is the only time that they can ever repay the debt for this billionaire. Because as you know, billionaires don't need help. Usually, they don't need help. And so therefore, all these people who have been helped, they could never repay this debt. And if there is a chance that they could ever repay this debt, they will jump on that opportunity. And this is the first time ever that they have the opportunity to repay the debt by helping this son who's being chased by the police for a crime that he didn't commit. So there you go. So basically, that is the moral of the story. And of course, the son realized the power of the relationships, the true relationships that his dad just taught him. And of course, after that, the whole crime scene and the whole thing is stopped, because it's only staged by this billionaire family to teach his son a lesson, a valuable lesson. So that's why, in terms of relationships, the more value that you can bring to a relationship, the more power in terms of influence, in terms of support that you can get. So that's why, even though as you help people, as you provide value for people, you of course inside you would feel great because you're able to help someone else. But at the same time, you're building credibility, you're building trust, you're building value for all these people. And someday, if not through them, it'll be through someone else who will repay you, who will repay your kindness and all the value that you have given them. Okay, so that's why leveraging your relationship is something that most people never think about when it comes to investing. And so now that you know about it, please don't forget that. And so we have money, time, knowledge, and experience, and relationship. These are the four things that you can leverage personally, directly from you. Now, think one level higher. Remove yourself from the core and go one level higher. Think of the person in front of you, other people. So now you can also leverage other people's money. So, for example, when I was investing in real estate, I was borrowing money from my friends and my families, and I pay them 12% interest every year. So I just make the payments monthly, and it was 12%. The reason why it's so high is because I was able to make at least 25, 30% on the upside. So therefore, I was gladly paying them 12%. And these are my loved, my friends and my family, people who trusted me, people who know that if they loan me the money, it's on me to pay them back because they can't really force me to pay them back, right? So there's a lot of trust involved. And that's the reason why I want to pay them 12%. It's really high. When the market at that time, the interest rate was like 1%. And then if you were to put it into any type of investment, you probably get 3 to 5%. So that's why I was paying a lot of money, because I was grateful that they trusted in me. So leveraging other people's money, leveraging other people's time. So now, if you have a business and you have, let's say you have a plumbing business and you are a plumber, but now because you have so many businesses and you can't handle it by yourself anymore, you hire one more plumber to work with you, maybe another plumber, and eventually you have 5 plumbers working with you. All of this is leveraging other people's time. And the third thing is, of course, leveraging other people's work, experience, or knowledge. So, for example, in the Becoming Show, this is exactly what I'm doing. I'm leveraging other people's expertise, knowledge, and experience. I'm bringing in on my shows experts on money, on love, on health. And all of these experts come and share their knowledge, their experiences. I am leveraging these people's experiences because I don't have those experiences. I'm not an expert on health. I'm not an expert on love. And yet here I am able to leverage their expertise and bring them on my show. Or I could actually create a course online interviewing all these experts and package that into a course and sell that course. That is also leveraged experience, leveraged knowledge. Okay. And of course, the fourth type of leverage, in the 8th type, is leveraging other people's relationship. So as you see in the first example of the father and son, the billionaire, it's not just the direct relationships that we can have with people. But if you know me and I have amazing relationship with other people, I can make the connection between you and them. I can request support from them for you if I feel like you deserve that kind of support. Or if I wanted to help you, I could make the request of these people, and I leverage my relationships with them because I want to help you. And it's very simple like that. So don't think of just the person in front of you, but think behind that person, all the relationships of that person. They might know someone who can help you. It's very simple, correct? So that's the reason why it's so good to be related to doctors and dentists and lawyers and accountants, because all these expertise, sometimes it takes so much to book an appointment or to book a time. But if you have the relationships and you can pull some strings, you can get in sooner, or you can get a break. You can get some free advice from all these people. So that's why leverage other people's relationship. So that's 8 types of leverage already. Now comes the last type of leverage. And it's so important, especially nowadays. And that is leveraging technology. And technology includes AI, artificial intelligence. If you haven't used technology to help you grow your business or to help you grow your assets or your money or to help you get promoted in your job, you are leaving a lot of money on the table because technology can help you so much. And that's one of the reasons why you can have 24/7 automated money machines using technology. So this leads right into the seventh step, which is creating your 24/7 automated money machine. So what kind of technology are we talking about? Of course, I'm talking online, internet, CRM, systems, online presence, social media, all this stuff that you can build online using technology so that it's working for you 24/7, 365 days of the year. And the best thing is these tools, they never call in sick, they never complain, they never require a promotion, they never um, sue you. You know, these technology, these AI agents, they will keep working for you 24/7 once you have the system set up. Now, of course, with technology, sometimes things break. Just like us human beings, sometimes we get sick and we need a reboot. Same thing with technology. So that's why you will always require some kind of maintenance program or having a technician support you with all the technology. But it works 24/7, all year round. No vacation dates, no sick days, no complaints whatsoever. And the best thing is it does the job consistently good. There's no off days. There's no bad days where the human feels depressed or sad. And so that day they can't work properly. Machine works perfectly every single time. That's the beauty of technology. And so next week, when we talk about AI, next week is when we dive into the AI tools, the technology. All of that is very exciting. And I can't wait to share with you the whole AI system and program, both on so there's two programs that I wanted to share with you next week, or two types. Either the first one is if you are someone who wants to learn how to use AI to start a business by providing these AI services, join me next week. I'll share you how to do that. And then there's the other aspect where you have an established business and you don't want to have to learn how to do this stuff. And you don't want to learn how to do it for other people. However, you do want to implement AI into your business so that you don't get left behind like the Kodak. So if that's the case, then please join me next week and I'll share with you what it takes to build an AI business. It's called the AI Startup CEO. And the other is called AI Powered, meaning how to AI power your business in a way that your business becomes opened or at least able to service business, answer questions, and take calls or texts or chats 24/7 using AI agents. That's what technology has come to be able to support you. And if you're not using it, it's kind of like you're using a bicycle when people are driving cars or flying on the plane to get to different destinations. It will take you forever, and eventually your business will be extinct. You'll be wiped out by the competitors who are using AI and technology to grow the business, while if you're not, you'll be extinct. Okay, so that's pretty much what I have to share with you today. Um, Next week, I'll see you same time, same channel, Monday next week. Until then, have a great night.